Hey everybody. Apologies for how we sound. We both caught COVID over the holidays. After avoiding it for almost 3 years, finally got us. So we've been just sleeping around the house. But videos must be made, people must be entertained, and I had this drawing that I did before.
So what is it?
So I had an idea for like a new chimera for use in D&D. That was a combination of a wolf and a crow. Essentially, I wanted to make a monster that fit well in a dark forest that was both smart enough and strong enough to be a threat.
Like a goth griffin.
Like a goth griffin, yeah. Well, that was really the thing. There's D&D has the owl bear, and there's like sphinxes and griffins and stuff, but typically those are portrayed more elegant. Owl bears are, of course, terrifying, but I wanted something that was more like in the dark, like the Black Forest, the Germanic Black Forests of fairy tale where wolves steal away young maidens. I wanted something that fit with that aesthetic, something that hung out around lonely, abandoned towers that were choked off from sunlight by tall pine trees. So that's where these hang out. That's my whole idea with them. I redesigned you've seen already, I've redesigned several things as I've gone forward. I've been like, I can do better with that, so I've erased and redone the pencil a couple of times, but I'm really, really happy with how the crow feet turned out.
Yeah, I'm liking them. And I like the shapes in general here.
Yep. I did better with the wings are super hard. I've never really been good with wings, and
Wings are hard.
I'm happy that the wings turned out as well as they did. At this point, with just the pencil, I think I was remarking to you, it looks more like a first edition D&D monster, and that is not me tooting my own horn. Those looked awful. The art on those is bad. So I was crapping on myself pretty big at this point. I was like, I'm a fraud, because it just looked like a bad monster sketch from, like, hobbyists back in the day.
I like them.
Yeah. But as I kept shaping him and, like, looking at the anatomy, pictures of wolves, pictures of ravens, I got it. Like, I figured stuff out. So, a lot of stuff got redone as I went, but, happy with how it turned out in the end.
I love little feet.
Yeah.
And the wings are hard, because it's lots of little parts to make a bigger part. They use for different roles and things. And
your brain innately knows how things look, even if it can't describe it to you. So when you draw something wrong, your brain goes, that doesn't look right. But it can't quite identify what's wrong necessarily unless you study those things.
That's right.
And I have not taken the time to study wings.
I kind of did during Mutation March.
Yeah.
But, and that was worth doing. It might be worth doing sometime just as a thing to focus on.
Just do realistic animal stuff. I wouldn't be against it.
That could be a fun thing to do.
I did try to give him a coloring theme, and I think that helped. Because as the color goes in, I become a lot more happy with how it is. The color also changes, though. Because I went with colors that were more, saturated? So I went with more saturated colors, and then I toned them down so that they become more, still those colors, but like grayed a little bit. So it's all like grayish blacks throughout.
Desaturated.
Because that's the thing, if you look at, you taught me this, is that when you're looking at like blacks and whites, you're not. You're looking at shades of blue and orange. So again, there's a lot of looking at pictures of crows and wolves and figuring out how the light reflects on them. Is it blue or is it orange? Because having a straight black or white in art, like it'll paint your drawing as unrealistic. It'll look like a drawing if you've got straight black or straight white.
Yeah, and that could be fun stylistically, but that wasn't what you were going for.
No, I wanted him to look. I mean, it's not going to look realistic to an extent, but I want the coloration to be more realistic because the form is so unnatural. I didn't want it to be unnatural on all counts. I wanted to just...
That makes sense. Yeah, that one painting course I took in like 2004 ruined my life. Because now I don't see white. It's always blue or yellow.
It's always blue or orange.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I've ruined your life too.
I actually enjoy it. I like knowing horrible facts. I like announcing horrible facts. There was that book that you told me to stop reading you out loud about all the ways that the universe can kill us.
Yeah. Horrible book.
Death from the Skies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I'm adding depth to the eyes here, kind of shading around, adding some highlights and shading to it, so it's got some depth to it.
And more information about this guy will be on Tuscan's Tales.
Mm-hmm.
He'll have his own episode.
The mid-month is going to be all about the Canavid and how to incorporate it into your campaigns. I am working. This year we're going to relaunch the Patreon and have more content pages come out for it. I've been basically like going back to old videos and making sure I have pages for all of those things.
So then we'll have 2 Patreons. Art of Sea Manticore and then also Tuscan's Tales.
Right. Figure out if you're interested in our art or if you want some desktop gaming stuff. Because it's not necessary. It doesn't have to be D&D, but obviously the stat blocks are right. They're going to be D&D because that's the system that most people play.
Yeah. And some people might want to support both.
Yeah.
Because then they also get extra behind-the-scenes stuff as well. And also
the highlights I worked on a little bit because this first lap it just looks glossy, but then to make it look feathery,
yeah,
I go back to the feathers in a bit to do other texture things with them.
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go. So just adding, so all the little feather stalks are catching light, not just the main bone line or whatever it is. So there we go. Canavid.
Canavid.
Smart enough to be a problem. Dangerous. I'm just chomping on my lozenge so I don't cough throughout this entire video.
Hopefully we'll be better soon.
Hopefully we'll be better soon. COVID is miserable. If you have avoided catching it, keep masking up.
Make sure to stay up to date with your vaccines.
Yep. Stay up to date with
Which
vaccines.
we did. Otherwise this would have sucked so much worse.
It would have been so much worse if we weren't vaccinated. Can't imagine. But anyway, rock on.
Rock on.